Hello, this is Sammy. Welcome to Invest in Prayer. It's the greatest investment that you'll ever make in your life. Today, we have some encouraging words that will help you as you spend time with God.
And I tossed and turned for hours. I couldn't believe what was happening. I began to argue with God. She's wrong, I'm right. Why does she have peace and I'm so miserable? My wife and I made a commitment many years ago to never go to bed with a heartfelt disagreement between us. Most of the time, we've kept that commitment. However, there have been times when we haven't kept it. Early in our marriage, we had a disagreement over an issue. It was so long ago that I can't remember what the issue was, but I do recall this, that I felt very strongly that she was wrong and I was right. I was really upset when we went to bed that night. The strangest thing happened as I tried to go to sleep. Now remember, I was convinced that she was wrong and I was right about the argument, but she immediately fell asleep with a peace of God that passes all understanding. And I tossed and turned for hours. I couldn't believe what was happening. I began to argue with God. It's not fair, I said. She's wrong, I'm right. Why does she have peace and I'm so miserable? I reasoned with God it should be just the opposite way. However, when I became so tired that I couldn't argue anymore, God began to speak to my heart. It's not your wife that has the problem, he said. It's your attitude. I was broken. I realized that my pride had broken my fellowship with my wife and also with my God. I learned a great lesson that night. You cannot be in fellowship with God and out of fellowship with your wife. In fact, you can't have intimacy with God and have a broken relationship with a brother or sister in Christ. I didn't have peace with God because I didn't have peace with my wife. Finally, I woke her up and said, "Honey, please forgive me." She said, "Sure," and immediately she fell back asleep. And I had peace with God and restored intimacy with Him. Many people try to pray, but it seems as though God is far away. Often it's because our broken relationships are there. We no longer have intimate times with God because we must make some things right with anyone that we've wronged. Jesus said, therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First, go and be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. If we're going to have great power with God, then we must have great fellowship with our brothers and sisters in Christ. Before you go to your secret place in prayer, why don't you go to that person with whom your relationship is strained? It may make a difference in what happens in your secret place of prayer.
I hope this was an encouragement to you. Our next broadcast will help you to make the greatest investment of your life, investment in time spent with God.